hear that? Birds, the wind. You see, what I'm trying to tell you is that people don't listen. We only here to respond. And that's exactly why you can vent and you can pour your whole life into somebody. But they're only going to retain what they want to retain, because no matter what you're complaining about, at the end of the day, the happy is you. They are happy as you and not them, because they don't care. There's a reason why good listeners are given a title to good listeners and not to everybody. Think about that.
Ain't nothing wrong with you, just remember you're special. Feeling hopeless and alone, just remember there's always God there to be there to help you. Put in effort, make mistakes, no one on this earth is perfect. Trials and tribulations both in life are guaranteed, but in the end it's all worth it. I'm hoping and I'm praying this is something relatable and the words are beneficial when someone out there can understand what I'm saying. Mind, muscle, motivation. Let's stop playing. Share it with the nation.
What it do though? It's mind, muscle, spirit, motivation. Yo, I wanted to talk about, look, I've been scratching the surface with a lot of these titles, with a lot of these topics. But listen, I'm about to go ahead and dive right into it. This is the water right here. I'm gonna dive right into it, and hopefully there's people who can swim in it. Hopefully there's not people who drown in it. Hopefully there's people that don't stick their foot into the topic, also known as the water. That's the analogy that I'm creating. And hopefully they don't think it's too cold and they're like, nah, this ain't for me. I'm not about this life. So anyways, I just wanted to discuss what's obvious. People don't listen. They don't listen. They only here to respond. I've said it before, but like I said, we're gonna go ahead and take a whole dive into this, and we're gonna get it out the way, and we're gonna go ahead and understand it better. So I thank you for tuning in. I ask that you stay with me for another 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and to the end. Listen, like I said before, good listeners, that's not a title, that's not a label, that's not a compliment that's given to everybody, because not everybody's good listeners, obviously. I'm going to get it out the way. I'm going to brag on myself a little bit, but I'm always given the title as a good listener, but this is why. My mind is running at 120 mph all the time. Even at night, I put on something to listen to as I'm falling asleep. Now, I'm not saying that I'm going to fall asleep to whoever may vent or talk to me, but I'm simply saying that I'd rather listen to somebody or something else than myself sometimes, a lot of times. So if you're talking to me, I'm listening, right? And I'm not retaining everything, but I'm retaining enough to give you a response, to give you some advice, right? And I'm gathering this information that may be given to me. And like I said, I'm retaining most of it, right? But this is how most people are. As you're talking to them, they're hearing you, but they're not listening, because we as people, what's obvious, we don't care, okay? I say we because I don't want to separate myself from people, because I don't want to make it seem like I'm so perfect. But we as people, we really don't care what you have to say and what you're talking about at the end of the day. Because again, if you're complaining, we're glad that it's you. If you're talking about life, we're gathering information about you that we can possibly use against you. And some people are just nosy. They want you to keep talking. They want you to keep venting. Again, they can use that information against you. And then there's people who are just, they're hearing you talk, but they don't care. And if you say something that they can retain, they're going to respond just to that. And then maybe to people's validation, maybe you have something you're talking about that we just don't know how to respond to. because a lot of things that people go through, another person hasn't gone through. So, and look, this is another thing. I'm always friends with people who are complete opposite of me. This is why. Because when I say sometimes people don't know how to respond to whatever you're going through, look, like-minded people, I know we're told that we need to be around like-minded people, but I think the complete opposite. And this is why. Because when you are talking to me, right, how can I possibly give you information that I'm going through the same thing as you? What am I going to tell you? We can do this together? No. I don't want to go through nothing together with nobody. What are you doing? I want to be able to get some advice. I want to be able to live a life that is right. So if I'm going to open up and if I'm going to talk to somebody who is like me, whatever you may want to call that, what can I possibly gather from that person? And this is why I feel like we need to be diverse in every which way. And that's why every person that I've kept in my life, or every person that's been in my life, has been, bless you, has been the complete opposite of me. So to people's validation, sometimes we as people don't know how to respond to you because, I mean, you know, like I just said. So on another note, I'm gonna go ahead and let that settle in your mind for a little bit as this little one's making all this noise, knowing that I'm trying to make a video. So here, turn it off, buddy. I'm gonna wait for the battery. Every time, y'all know how this is. Y'all know how this goes. But sometimes you just have to, I don't know what you have to do, but this is something that's just plain simple and true. So a good listener, what's a good listener anyway? A good listener is somebody who's going to actually, look, when I say I'm a good listener, I may not want to hear what you have to talk about because some people tell me stuff that's just far-fetched. Some people tell me stuff that I probably shouldn't even be knowing in the first place. But I give signals, right? I give signals to let the person know, keep on talking, you know, keep telling me whatever it is that you want to tell me. Keep on talking, all right? And I'm saying, yeah, I'm not in my head. You know, as they're saying right, I'm saying right. And that keeps the conversation going, right? Like I said. So I'm already giving signals that they can talk and that they can continue to vent. And I'm saying right because I'm listening. If you say right to a person and they say yeah, they're not following, they're not gathering, they're not really listening. So you have to know signals given from people when you're talking to them. If they interrupt you, you need to put a hat on, buddy. If they interrupt you, again, they're wanting to respond right away to whatever you said that they can relate to. But if you let a person finish what they're saying, you could possibly respond to them. But, and then I've said this before. I've said a lot of things before. Some people, they just want to vent. Some people just want to keep telling you stuff. And you may not need, or you may not be able to put 2 cents in at all. Again, this is why I'm always given the label as a good listener, because sometimes I don't even have to respond to people who are just talking and talking and talking and talking. Some people just need a vent. And the fact that I don't talk much anyway is probably why I'm given the title, the label as a good listener. So maybe you don't talk as much either, and you're given the title as a good listener. Keep letting people talk. Some people just want to talk anyway. They don't want no advice. Maybe they don't even need any advice. Maybe they have an answer. And a lot of times us as people, we can find our own answer as we talk and as we vent. But anyways, I think I'm getting off track. But I see this in conversations. it's not funny, but sometimes a person can really be in their feelings, right? And then it can be something that's really important that they need some advice towards. They need some type of information that they can use for their situation. And then a person will respond to something that's not even important, that they just care to share. And then that other person gets completely hurt. Again, this is when you're wanting a response to somebody that's too much like you. Okay, maybe you don't get what I'm saying. If you don't want to go out at night and you're explaining why, when, and how much you do it to somebody who does the exact same, and you get your feelings hurt because they don't have nothing to tell you, think about how they live their life. Think about their lifestyle. If it's the same as yours, what do you expect? That is why I say I think you need to be diverse. I think we as people need to be diverse when it comes to relationships. Build a trust factor with somebody who's living a life that you want to live, that is beneficial for you, that can make you become better. Build a trust factor with somebody who's like that. And then maybe you can start getting yourself in a better situation for a better life. But if you're venting to somebody who listens, they can, like I said, gather information for the betterment for you and maybe them, to give you some advice on how to live right. And then if you are steady getting hurt, maybe even getting rejected to somebody who's too much like you, like-minded people need to stick together, maybe for you, but not for me. I don't want to have like-minded people in my life. I want to have people in my life that is living a life that I want to maybe try to invest in, to make a part of my life. Y'all already know who it is. It's Zahir King Coleman. Now you want to get in the camera now. Why you want to try to hide now? You want to come interrupt somebody's videos all the time? Here you go. Look up and smile one time for the one time. Yeah, there you go. But anyways, that's just what it is. People, not everybody wants to really listen. Not everybody really wants to listen. That's just facts. That's just a factual thing for us as people. Because some people, they're right about everything. So they don't even care what you have to say. They're going to shut it down. They're going to interrupt you. They're going to discredit you. They're going to make you feel bad. They're only going to pick and choose all the bad things about what you're doing in life. And that's what they're going to respond to. Never mind the little few things that they're doing right, that they also share with you. Forget that. Some people are too judgmental. And that's why you can't talk to everybody. That's why I don't talk to everybody. Because some people just judge you. They want to pick and choose the negative things that you share. And that's just what I despise in us as humans and as people, as a society. We don't ever want to think about any good deeds when it comes to people. If you tell us something bad in a conversation, that's what we're going to respond to. That's what we know. That's what we retain, the bad stuff. And that's why if you get a negative comment, forget all the good ones. You're only going to be focused on that one bad one, because it's just something that we as people, we process in our minds. We process the bad things. Never mind the good. We forget about that. It's a good thing and then it's a bad thing. But people don't listen. We're here to respond. Just think about it. Think about this short video. Hopefully you stayed with me to the end. It is mind, muscle, spirit, motivation. Leave your comments, people. I really want to know what you have to say about this. I want to get your thoughts on this. I want to get your opinions on this. Like, share, subscribe. Hey, until next time, you're going to see me and little one right here. I'm pretty sure he's going to do what he can to be in every video. And then when I give him the opportunity, he want to do this right here. Hey, until next time, hey, let's continue to get better together forever. Hey, we out. Peace.